Good evening, everyone, and it is Sandra Alexei. I am from the YouTube channel and Game Changer, and I am a co-author of the book Game Changer, and it's the new model of relationships. Okay, always remember the first relationship is with self, and they make excellent gifts, so you can find out where to purchase it. Just check up top on the channel. The bottom line is we're moving into the Aquarian era, and so we've had a lot of challenges with relationships, and I actually started writing it by myself about 8 or 10 years ago, and then I met someone, so it's co-authored. It's a male and a female, and the first chapter is all interactive exercises, so you really start getting to know yourself. And specifically now with all the changes we've gone through, because we are now into November, ending the new decade of 2020, okay, finishing it off, but we've never been through such a time as we have this year, okay? And all those different things that we've experienced change us as individuals, okay? What I want to say is I also have a website called My Personal Muse, and I'm a business and spiritual coach. And you can see all the different things I've done, and I've written other books, okay? And I like to share with you what's happening in the planetary cycles, okay? And we'll do the moon, and we know that our body is 70–80% of water, and the moon affects the tides, so naturally we are affected. And so if whatever I say resonates with you is fine. If it doesn't, that's fine also. I'm not here to debate. I've been doing this for over 50 years, and I share and I do special sessions and readings with people. And it's like, when am I going to plant something? When am I going to do something? We have our own personal natal chart, and then what's happening at the planetary cycles. We have our equinoxes, our solstice, our moons, and the different planets that do move, and that's what we're going to talk about today. What I like to do is I like to do a video, and I also do a written, so that people have choices as to what they like. I would really appreciate it if you would share it with someone, if you would comment, and if you would subscribe to the channel. Okay, what I'm offering is I do a mini reading once a month. I draw a name for somebody that does put a comment. Okay, I put all the names in a little box and draw it, and then I contact you. So we have one for November. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about some of the big things that are coming up at the end of this month. Okay. I want to give you some time so you can kind of embody it and get a better understanding of it and that type of thing. And because everybody is talking about the big conjunction that we have on the December solstice, I am going to do a special video on just Aquarian, okay, what Aquarian energy is, and the planets that rule Aquarius, okay? And that is Uranus, which is the awakener and like lightning, and Saturn is the ancient one, okay? And then we'll also talk about Jupiter, okay, because we have Jupiter and Saturn that will be in a conjunction in Aquarius on the solstice, which is really powerful. I have been writing about the changes that we have been going through since 2007 and 2008, when Pluto went in to Capricorn to transform. And so we see everything is being deconstructed, okay? All the corruption and all the evil and a lot of things that people just, they can't believe what they're seeing or what they're hearing. And it's true. It's like we have to cleanse everything. Okay, and it's going to be wonderful. At this particular time, you just have to take care of yourself, be gentle with yourself, okay? I know the lockdowns are something, I'm not even going to talk about that. I'm all about sovereignty and being a free spirit, and that's what Aquarius is. Aquarian is free, okay? So we'll get into that later. So anyway, big news, huge big news. It's almost like, I don't know if anybody ever used to watch the movie, the Twilight Zone years ago. It's like we're leaving the Twilight Zone. It's like Neptune. Today we're going to talk about Neptune going direct. And it's like, wow, I'm kind of waking up. It's like the fog and the clouds and everything is clearing so I can see more. So this is a huge game changer. Big revelations and shifts. 2 whammies that we're having. Does it actually feel like you're coming out of the Twilight Zone? With all the craziness in the world? Is it a dream? Is it a movie? Am I going to wake up and everything's going to go back to the way it was? I'm not going to have all this stuff. I'm just going to say stuff. Okay. So Neptune goes direct on November 29th, and then on November 30th, we experience a beautiful full moon eclipse at 8 degrees of Gemini, which is ruled by Mercury, which is about communication, but Mercury can kind of play both sides. Now, I've already done a video on it, and I always like to do it ahead of time so you get a chance to kind of embody it and get the feel for it and see what you got to do. And of course, with a full moon, it's about releasing, so you have a chance to kind of figure out, what am I going to be releasing? What am I letting go of at this particular time? The big full moon shines like a bright spotlight, and we will see secrets revealed with waves of truth and disclosure. It's just like waves from the ocean coming as a, and they're big, and disclosures, and it's like, wow, okay. Things are now moving forward. All planets are direct except for Uranus, which is retrograde, which means it's going within and it's still going to be changing. On that's not until January the 15th of 2021. So if you have your natal chart, you can check which house Neptune is in. And this means that if you have any planet in 15 to 18 degrees of Pisces, you're having a Neptune transit to that planet this year. Because Neptune in Pisces forms a challenging aspect to Virgo, Gemini, and Sag, if you have any planet in 15 to 18 degrees of those signs, that planet is also having a Neptune transit. Then check where the full moon eclipse will fall in your personal chart. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing some courses on Zoom in 2021 so that you understand, when you look at your chart, what it means for you personally, okay? And it's not going to be long, 8 courses, whatever. We're going to be doing 3. You're going to get your chart. We're going to be on. I'm only taking so many students, and I was a teacher for years, so I'm pretty good at helping you to understand it. That's the important thing, okay? So we're going to check, then you can check. So this whole thing is what we call a shake-up. Okay, you have work to do. I'm telling you right now. So get ready for surprising, life-transforming changes as you witness the bigger picture, the forest. As you've been in the trees, expect the unexpected. Okay, so what happens is, if you've been in the trees and the details, because there's so much going on, all of a sudden, Neptune goes direct, and it's like, oh my God, it's almost like you walk into a room and it's dark and you turn the light on and you can see, or like I said, there's a fog and it's lifted. If you've ever driven in the fog and all of a sudden the fog lifts, you can see. Okay. Neptune went retrograde on June the 22nd of 2020 at 20 degrees Pisces. and stations direct on November 28th at 18 degrees of Pisces. So you are reorientating yourself. So some of the feelings you've had is exhaustion. There's been a lot of anxiety. There's been a lot of confusion, as well as a lot of insecurity. A Neptune energy influence is creative, spiritual, and dreamy. And it is the planet that protects us from reality when it's too harsh. Remember what I said? This transformation of Pluto that we're going through starting in 2007 is harsh. It's bringing up all the corruption, all the deceit, all the lies, all the dark, dark, satanic even energy, which a lot of people can't handle, okay? And so it's like, I don't want to see that. I don't want to handle that, okay? Neptune, though, on the other hand, okay, can give us faith, spirituality, dreams. But the lower frequency will give us delusion and illusion. I don't want to see it. It's not true. All of those kind of things. And you know, I always have to say here, when people say, you know, Sandra, what's truth and what's not truth and whatever, and I go, you know, I'm really a simple person. I'm a farm girl. I'm from the country. Basic. I'm very pragmatic. I'm very spiritual. I'm very creative. I've had a very eclectic, diverse life, okay, with a lot of experiences, okay? But I will say one thing. I can say truth. When I get my bank statement, and you too, that's truth. So at the end of the month, there's money in, there's money not in. You've got your investments, you don't have your investments. Yes, they will fluctuate with the interest. Okay, but the bank statement at the end of the month. So that to me is truth. Okay, and so we're having to face that kind of thing right now. Okay, but there's a lot of like, what is truth? What is not? Everybody, there's lies that this person is saying this newscast is saying this, it's whatever. But that's what we're working on. It's coming within. Your truth is when you connect with the divine and when you connect with your own intuition. And that's the huge thing that's going to be coming up in 2021. As the veil lifts and the fog and the cloud clears, transcending or ascending, you get a glimpse of the big picture of your life. As Neptune in Pisces turns direct November 28th at 18 degrees, either way, the veil will lift and the fog will clear, maybe slowly or totally unexpected. So if you have planets in mutable signs near this degree, you'll probably be greatly relieved as Neptune has stalled at the same degree for about 7 months. It's like, okay, finally, okay, wow, and now it's going to move forward after this inward journey. We could feel stuck while in our ego and are required to release our resistance to change that wants to come forth. What that means is it's like your ego says, but this is how I want my life. However, you have a divine plan. You have some dharma, okay? And you can't keep resisting the change. Well, you can. You can do whatever you want. However, you're not going to move forward. So you're going to stay stuck. Your choice. While feeling trapped and going within in the Neptune retrograde, we tend to get clarity and take stock of what our patterns are and see what's keeping us stuck. Sometimes the situation is out of our control and we need to have patience so whatever is meant to be can unfold. Be mindful and become your own observer and witness, which enables you to see old ideas about your reality. Okay? And you can make the changes and adjustments that bring you into balance so that you can flow with life and not be immersed in resistance. Now, the fear of change is whatever usually keeps you stuck. and wanting to stay in your comfort zone. However, you can now resolve. You can find solution and ways of facing that fear. Usually you have resistance because there is something you cannot see in yourself because you do not want to see it. In all this, be kind to yourself and be aware of your anxiety and frustration, which gives you the time and space to take a deep breath and figure out what's going on. Things are looking up as there is more harmonious dance of the energy of the outer planets. Neptune, the ruler of Pisces, is at home, and your perception of reality can be rosier than the truth. And we can have rose-colored glasses on, hey, or have them on. Because of this, during a Neptune transit, you may fantasize or even outright delude yourself about whatever area of your life Neptune is touching. So, relationships, Neptune is the higher octave of Venus. So beware of marrying or moving in together when Neptune is transiting your Venus. Relationships are being challenged as individuals are waking up and they're realizing they're not happy. And some are realizing the relationship is done. That's the lunar eclipse. That's going to be on the 30th. So you can also listen to that video because these are just a couple days. Okay. During a Neptune transit, you may have been more tired and because you've been doing a lot of work within. It's calling you to look within instead of without. A Neptune transit will also soften you and open up to wells of sympathy, understanding, and compassion within you. Finally, for self, so be gentle with yourself as you're shifting. It sensitizes you to any subtle type of thing that you have been maybe ignoring or you're not aware of. Your intuition is stronger during a Neptune transit, and you're reminded of the value of intangibles. Neptune's influence is creative, dream-based, and spiritual, and we tend to walk around a bit more hopeful and optimistic. So when Neptune is retrograde, we tend to be open to delusion and deception. Our boundaries will disappear. When Neptune is retrograde, our dreams and ideals may start to drift away as reality forces us to come to terms with any portion of the dream that is based on fantasy, as old boundaries and patterns dissolve underneath Neptune wands, as if we're opening messages from outside our reality and face delusionment with life. It's like, wow, I got to really see what's going on here. So we will really need to rethink since our reality, and we're going to face any disillusionment with life. Okay. We need to rethink. We'll start to experience maybe some dissatisfaction with our current path or creative focus. You usually are faced with some hard facts in reality. So you may experience a wake-up call with Neptune going direct and this powerful new moon eclipse. It will be in Gemini, and it's like, great, like embrace it. Okay, you want to know, okay. Have you ever felt, I just know something, I just feel right about it, that's my intuition? And so embrace it, embrace what's really going on, embrace you, embrace your life. Okay, it's going to be like walking into a room and the lights are now turned on and you see everything after having been in the dark. Okay, you're ready to see the true colors. Okay, now you will see a person for who they really are, as opposed to how you wanted them to be. You'll see a situation or circumstance as it really is, as opposed to how you wanted them to be or it to be. So many blessings, much love, a great time to have a private session or reading. Thank you for taking your time, and I appreciate it if I said before you would comment, like, share, subscribe to the channel, And the book Game Changer is a great gift idea. Anybody that has their own personal copy, the whole first chapter is about interactive exercises on self-discovery, 8 different areas of your life. It's about understanding ourselves, especially this year. We've had to go within. You're not the same person that you were last November of 2019. Let's say that. Change is inevitable. And as I said before, once a month I draw it. And so for anybody that hasn't had a chart, I have a lot of self-discovery tools, but I work with astrology charts. I do numerology. I have galactic charts, a lot of things I pull together, destiny cards. And what it does is it takes the time of your birth, day, time, place of your birth, and I set up a chart, and it's called a natal chart. And we work from that. And so that stays the same, only what happens as the planets move, it changes, and it activates different things, okay? And with numerology, my saying to everybody is you don't plant a carrot in the wintertime. You plant it in the summertime. So it's all about seeds. And that's the same with the phases of the moon. The new moons are new beginnings, and the full moons, okay, are releasing. So there can be a new beginning. And the eclipses, the solstices, the equinoxes, the eclipses are sudden change, something that's unexpected. And that is what the 30th is about. And with Neptune going direct, okay, it's really a wake-up call and seeing what it really is, okay? And so, again, much love, many blessings, and I look forward to your comments, and take care.